Ba ba da ba 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 da ba 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 da ba ba ba. Yeah. All right. Anyway, happy Monday, everybody. This is the Crazy Bird podcast. Big Al here. It's Monday afternoon, July 29, in Nyack, New York, one of the most dead towns you will ever go to. I mean, 10 years ago it was lit, but now it's kind of just a shadow of its former self. So everybody's now hanging out in Pearl River. But I am so fucking tired. I drove all the way to the Jersey Shore last night to this faculty jazz concert first, and now ends up going all the way to the Jersey Shore. It was my friend was telling me oh dude, you got to get down here. It's great. There's girls everywhere. So we get down there and we go to the skate club. There's this place called Paradise in Asbury Park, right? I mean, we'd been there the week before, and there were some hotties there, hoping that, And the whole idea is you go there and there's no competition. But I think the two girls from last week ended up being lesbians anyway. Then we met this one girl who was a stripper. Didn't know that at the time. She wanted to go with my friend, and then he ended up just going to bed. And so I'm in my hometown. They come all this way, and I'm entertaining both of them. It's he'll probably get up. He'll call you back. So we're just hanging at the bar playing darts, and then they take off and go to the city because they wanted to party till 10 in the morning. But yeah, fast forward to this week. So last night. So we get to that gay club again. No girls. Guys making out everywhere. It's fine, whatever, whatever floats your boat. But for us, it's we're straight. It's all right, we don't want to see that. So we get out of there, and then we go to this weird place. They had this 70s and 80s disco thing they were doing at this place, right down the street from there. And this one Italian girl. We met a couple of Italian girls. Some other. They're oh yeah, everyone's over there right now. Go to this disco thing. It's all right, whatever. So we go to this 80s 70s thing, and I felt like I was at SUNY Purchase again or something, or just some liberal artsy kind of hipster crowd. All the guys have weird outfits and the girls have purple hair, that kind of shit. It was all right, this is definitely not our vibe. Let's get the hell out of here. So then I'm just dude, let's just go to Point Pleasant. Asbury Park. This is weird. It's a Sunday night. It's just weird energy here. Let's just get the hell out of it. Let's go to where the main area is. So we took my car down the street. So I'm trying to back out, and the spots are on these weird fucking angles, and I'm just trying to back out, and there's all these cyclists all of a sudden come out of nowhere, and there's just one fucking car, of course, on this whole parking strip that I just couldn't see. Fucking blind spot, whatever you want to call it. And I'm also just really tired and exhausted, and that didn't help. So I tapped this car, and I'm backing out, and fucking tapped the car. I'm oh shit. So my friend is just yo dude, just keep going, It's are you sure about that? So we're going, we're in his car, we're about to go to Point Pleasant, and when I'm just dude, we should probably go back. Let's I just want to leave the scene. They probably got fucking cameras or some shit, Not trying to do that. So we go back, and we're just bitching, waiting in his truck. Dude, what are we gonna fucking do? So we're kind of awkwardly trying to look at the car without making it look suspicious. We're just walking by it, kind of oh, there's the dent, I see it. I mean, it was a fucking scratch. I didn't even see the dent. My friend was oh yeah, dude, there's totally a fucking dent there. I'm oh fuck. So we're in the car for 2 hours. I'm just all right, let's just wait for this whoever this is to come back. Meanwhile, I'm on the phone with my fucking lawyer. What am I gonna do? Am I gonna have to move to Russia? What the fuck's going on over here? Am I gonna be all right? Am I gonna, I'm not gonna fucking wind up a fugitive, right? And he's no, just leave a fucking note. So we're literally about to write a note and call it a night. TG wants to fucking go home, and I want to fucking go home at that point. We're just fuck it, this is not gonna be our night. And then this lady just shows up, right as I'm literally starting to write the note. She just walks up to her car, and I'm oh fuck, there she is. So I approach her, and I'm oh hey, what's up? And she's get the fuck away from me. I don't have any money. It's no, listen, I tapped your car, and I'm here to offer you compensation if there's any damage. And she's oh, that's fucking nothing. No, you're fine. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. She was this kind of white lady from Texas. She's like, "Oh, that's totally fine. Now look at you. I don't mind at all." I mean, that's not really a good Southern accent, but you get the point. She was like unfazed by it. I was like, okay, whatever. It's a fucking scratch. Who gives a shit? And then she like showed me this dent some other lady given her the day before. It's like, oh, you think that's something? Look at this. I'm like, oh my god, you're like the nicest fucking lady. And they're like, what are the odds? It was just this saintly like woman who like didn't care. So I'm like, yeah, by the way, I'm like a musician. Like, not that like was relevant. I don't know even how that came up. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm a retired music teacher. I've been teaching in Nestbury Park for 35 years. I got my saxophone in the fucking car. It's like, oh my god, me too. Here's my saxophone and my keyboard and all my other music shit. So she was also a musician. It's like, what are the odds? So I gave her $20 and I was like, look, just go get yourself a drink, have fun, whatever. And then we just talked for a few hours about like, classroom management. Now kids like don't listen anymore. So that was a kind of a funny conversation. So then I finally got the fuck out of there. Drove 200 miles round trip just for that. I'm driving all the way down to the shore thinking, oh yeah, I'm going to fucking get laid tonight. Tonight's going to fucking be the night after all these fucking months, after a year and a half of being single, after getting broken up. This is finally going to be my night. And I ended up just taking a car and fucking talking to a retired music teacher. So you know what? I had to drive back fucking 80 miles, falling asleep at the wheel practically, shaking hands with the devil. I don't know, the fuck knows. But that was basically it. I mean, kind of the worst night of my life, but also the most entertaining, also at the same time. But now I'm just fucking tired, and I gotta like play piano in 5 hours. For 4 hours, entertain everybody. Just plunking out songs all night like a fucking lawnmower. Just like, all right, here's the next song. Here you go. Billy Joel, fucking got it. Elton John, all right. Piano Man, got it. For the fun, yes, all right, there we go. Now fuck off. I don't know. But dude, it's like, people don't even know like the meaning of life. It's just everyone's just making that shit up. There's always that guy who acts like he knows, Like the meaning of life, yeah, the meaning of life is you gotta serve God, serve the community, help other people, and do your best. And it's like, okay, that's fucking great, but what if you get hit by a bus? Then what? What's the meaning of that? What's the meaning of, the people that got, like, experimented on in Nazi concentration camps, Dude, they fucking did those crazy experiments, like fucking cutting off legs and shit, like while you're alive. Like, what the fuck was the meaning of that shit, I don't know. Like, I mean, life's kind of absurd, but yeah, sure, okay, you can, like, go with the whole God thing. Yeah, well, God has a plan and a purpose for everything. Everything happens for a reason, It's like, okay, sure, all right, but, I mean... It's like, did George Bush really need to be president? I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe there's a purpose for that we're not aware of. But yeah, life is kind of like bullshit. I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's something out there, and that's what hippies always say. It's like, I don't believe in God, but I'm sure. I think there's something. There's definitely something. Like, the really secular hippies, like, walk around with crystals. That's what they're always talking about. Like, there's like, I don't believe in God, but I do believe this crystal will help me with my finances, or it's like, oh my god, this crystal, you're not going to believe what this one does. This one helps you, like, if you, like, are feeling lonely from getting your heart broken by dating a Flemish man, this will help you with your heartbreak. But it only works if the man was Flemish. It's like, okay. I'm like, oh, this crystal, oh my god, it helps your skin look more skin-like. This one will help you, like, if you want to have, like, 4 eyes, but you don't have 4 eyes, it'll make you feel like you do. It's like, look, how do you know that it does that? Because it doesn't. It's a fucking rock that looks pretty. But these same type of people will go around saying they don't believe in God, and they'll be like, oh, well, I believe in energy. Energy. Everything is energy. It's all energy. It's like, energy, right. Okay, so petroleum. Petroleum has a soul, apparently, and so does fucking charcoal. That shit converts in energy, right? So fucking maybe Hitler became charcoal in his next life. Karma, all that past life shit too. There's some people that really claim they know that shit. It's like, oh, I know exactly what I was in my past life. It's like, how do you know that? It's like, well, my fucking spirit guide told me. It's like, right, okay, all right. Well, all the boomers thought that shit. I mean, they did acid for 20 years, and then all thought they were fucking seeing angels, and then they wrote those books that are in those like choice book sections of CVS. All those books written by fanatical fundamentalist Christians, you know, who partied hard in the 60s and then like became born again. Plenty of those people walking around, you know, fucking born again boomers. I mean, they're not as many as you would think. Because most boomers are just like kind of narcissistic at this point. I mean, not all of them. I mean, my mom's great. I love my mom. She's really selfless. But there are a lot of fucked up boomers out there who kind of fucked up. And now they're like, millennials, you guys are fucking entitled. It's like, dude, you got like a fucking tier 2 pension for like fucking, you know, packaging Fruit Loops in the 70s. Come on, man. It's like, get with the fucking program, seriously. But you know what? I'm honestly, I'm fucking convinced I want to fucking date a pelican. I mean, logistically, that wouldn't really work. You couldn't make out with a pelican. That beak would just like fucking poke your eye out. But you know, as to quote the hippies, and then it's like, I love their energy, though. It's like, okay, we're not compatible physically, but we feel each other's energy. Oh my god, we're so compatible. Like, the energy is like not even like the thing. So yeah, I'm gonna just date a fucking pelican. Fuck these bitches. I know, like, it's just like all these girls out there, they just like, you know, they're like, oh my god, I just want a nice guy. Can't I just find a nice guy? What the fuck? It's like, yeah, there's plenty of nice guys, but every time you fucking find one, you get icked out and you say like, oh, he's fucking gross because he fucking likes to talk to his mom or some shit, you know? So fuck it, it's all bullshit, bro. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And you wonder if Jesus ever, you know, I mean, I'm sure there were girls that hit on Jesus when he was fucking alive, you know what I mean? I mean, sure, you know, the Christians and everything, it's always like, you know, the Bible, it's like, no, Jesus was a pure man. He did not have any relations with women. It's like, sure, okay, that's fine. But, like, I'm sure there were girls that tried to hit him, and they're like, I wonder how he fucking dealt with that shit. Like, how did Jesus turn women away? Like, what if Jesus had been, like, alive now, you know? And you had all these fucking hot girls hitting on him, and he had to, like, fucking turn them down because he's the son of God, and he can't be fucking around because he's fucking perfect, and if he were to, like, get physical with a girl, that would be imperfect for some reason that we can't, like, understand. And what would Jesus fucking say? Well, like, imagine, like, him being all pretentious about it. He'd be like, well, look, actually, I'm like the son of God, actually, so I can't really be associating with you fucking, like, mortal woman. You know, you're just kind of out of my league, you know? I'm like, just so fucking great. Like, I can't even, like, be with a woman because I'm literally God, and I don't need that because I'm so satisfied within myself being the ultimate divine God and ruler of the universe. So I'm sorry, but you know what? We can still be friends, though, and I will forgive you of your sins. How do you like that? There we go. See? So, you know, and then the woman will, like, fucking go crying home. It's like, oh, my God, Jesus doesn't love me. And then it's like, no, Jesus loves you. He doesn't love you in that way, but he does love you unconditionally. And he will forgive you of your sins so you don't burn in hell. Because you definitely should have burned in hell for what you did with fucking Jeff last week. That was fucking disgusting. I don't know. I don't know what I've been told. There's that old song, whatever. But, dude, I was listening to Panic at the Disco, though. That singer can... How does he sing so fucking high? Like, and I'm a fucking singer, too. But, I'm a fucking baritone. You hear my fucking voice. I'm like, when Israel was in Egypt's land, let my people go. But this dude in Panic at the Disco, he's like... He's just... So I'm doing falsetto. This guy's like in full chest voice hitting those high notes. I'm like, dude, how do you do it? Did they cut your nuts off when you were a kid? Like, what the fuck? They had to have, like, fucking castrated that guy. I mean, he's a great fucking singer, but what guy can sing that high in full voice? I mean, any guy can do falsetto shit, like, but this guy's, like, belting it out like he's, like, literally got his balls in his chest. It's like, hey, man, power to you, man. Shit. Just like the fucking, there's those other singers that can do that shit, too. There's this old fucking recording. See, now I'm being a music geek. If you ever watch Goodfellas, there's that fucking song playing when Stax, like, gets shot by Joe Pesci. And they do this song called The Bells of St. Mary. It's this doo-wop group by the Drifters, I think. They're the ones that did it. And this dude could really sing high in full voice. So he's sitting, like, I mean, if you know music, like, he's sitting high D's, like above middle C, you know, in full voice. Like, damn, all right. And it's just like this Panic at the Disco singer. I just started listening to that band recently. And like, wow, pretty impressive shit. I mean, there's so much music out there, though. I mean, you can't even scratch the surface, bro. You can spend your whole life trying to listen to everything, and you won't even like listen to like you'll barely even scratch like 2% of what's out there. You know, like there's so much music out there now, and now any fucking jackass with a microphone and a laptop can make an album, which explains a lot of the shit we have that's being circulated. You know, so it's like, yeah, man, I'm a fucking record producer, bro. I use GarageBand and I've got my fucking snowball microphone from 2005, bro. Let's do this shit. But whatever, I don't know, dude. People don't even like want to listen to music anymore. They just want to hear like, you know, that's like literally every club. It's like, come on, like for once, like can we go to a nightclub where there's all like hot girls and cool guys? Can we just for once go to a club like that, where it's happening, bustling and ruffling, whatever you call it, and they got like a fucking live band for once? It's always a fucking DJ. Look, and some of the DJs are really good. Some of them suck. But get a fucking rock band in there. For fuck's sake, get a Beatles cover band with some other. People not just want to listen to bands anymore. Every club, it's a fucking DJ. Yeah, whatever. Right? DJs are fine. You know, it's cheaper for the club. You know, people want to hear their fucking like drum and bass house beats. It's like fine, whatever. I don't know, dude. It would just be cool to have a nightclub with like fucking like 50s and 60s style like oldies bands. Being played by like young people though, you know what I mean? There's young musicians out there doing that shit, you know? Just get like a fucking retro nightclub. Like where do those exist? Like not a jazz club. Like I'm a jazz musician. Like jazz clubs, like the problem with jazz clubs, they're like way too like serious. And you can't fucking dance and there's no room and you gotta like fucking be polite and like try not to bump into people all the time. Even if you try to get up and dance like literally 2 inches, like you're gonna bump into someone. It was all jazz clubs are like the size of like my closet basically. And I got a big ass fucking closet, like, and it's fucking bigger than most jazz clubs. But like a nightclub though, like a nightclub that had like just oldies music, maybe like a big band here and there, just like, fuck it, like I don't know, like a Beach Boys cover band. Just ideas, you know. I don't know. Everyone's just out here. I mean, these DJs are alright. I was in fucking Morristown though. That town is lit. And there were some DJs that are actually really good. But, you know, it's more meat in front of the cage. You know, it's like that dog that starts losing its shit when you keep putting the steak in front of it and it's in the cage. It's like, you know, that's what it is, man. It's a guy out here, man. I mean, unless you got huge muscles and shit or, you know, whatever. I don't know. I'm building muscle. I'm going to the gym. There's one friend of mine, though. He's constantly pulling girls. Hot girls, too. It's like he's got the fucking muscle. Makes your mind stronger, too. It just helps you with every way of your life. So you got to fucking work out, get off the couch, and just go pump some iron. And then hopefully some girl will notice you and be like, oh, my God, like, you're so interesting and nice. Like, where'd you get that shirt? And then there you go. You take it from there. But being talented as a musician, it doesn't mean shit. Girls don't even care about that. Like, in the 50s, they did. In the 50s, you could just, like, fucking play chopsticks on the piano and the big girls wanted to, like, blow you. But now it's, look, I've been a musician like my whole fucking adult life. I've been a professional musician basically since I like fucking graduated high school. Never knew telling me, oh yeah, girls, they flock around musicians. Like, not necessarily. You could be a fucking really great musician, but does not mean you're going to get pussy. You got to have muscles. You got to have game. Like, you got to know how to talk to girls. And being a good musician doesn't automatically mean you can do all those things. And that's the part they leave out. So now I'm trying to make up for it now in my early 30s. I'm trying to, like, fucking, you know, make up for all the years I wasted just, like, playing the piano. No, I didn't waste the time, but, like, I did spend a lot of time just nerding out and being a geek. And now I gotta, like, actually fucking live for once. So that's how that works. Anyway, peace out. Happy fucking Monday.